Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Rediscover Education. Today we are going to learn about real depth and apparent depth. First, let us understand what is real depth and what is apparent depth. When we are placing an object in a denser medium and we are viewing it from a rarer medium, then the depth of the object appears to be slightly less than the original one. This depth, which appears to be slightly less, is known as apparent depth, and the actual depth in which it is given or put is called real depth. Clear? Today from this figure which you are seeing here, we are going to learn about the relationship between a real depth and a apparent depth in of a point object. Correct? Now first let me explain you the figure. Here you will see a point O. This is a point object that I have considered. Okay. There are two rays that are arising from point O, that is OA and OB. Clear? This OB is a incident ray, BC is a refracted ray, as you can see the arrow. Clear? N dash is a normal. Okay, and the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called incident angle, and the refracted ray and the normal is called the angle of refraction. Correct? And in this ray, this is a perpendicular ray that is undeviated. Here you can see AI is the apparent depth. I am repeating again, AI is the apparent depth, which is appearing less. I am going to explain you later in this part. And AO is the real depth. Okay, clear? Now, and PQ is the boundary. Now let me explain you how this came. Why this apparent depth is coming? Why? You see, when the light is arising from O and it is going and hitting the surface B, by the phenomenon of light and refraction, we know that when light travels from denser medium to rarer medium, light will go away from normal. Correct? So it is going from normal, but when this person is viewing this, if you go in this way, light travels in a straight line, and we will feel that light is coming from this point I. I am mentioning you I. So this difference occurs, and this is the apparent depth also occurs. Clear? Now as I am explaining you, the angle between OB and BN is called incident angle because this is the incident ray, and CB and BN is the refracted angle because this is the refracted ray. Correct? So since now you see very clearly, since AO and BN are parallel, and this is a transversal, according to parallel lines, this is a transversal. So this I, angle OBN dash, will be equal to angle BOA. This will also be I. You can see here. Correct? I think there is no problem. Again you can see similarly I A dash. I am mentioning you I A dash. Okay, and BN. These two are parallel lines. Okay, and IC. I am mentioning you IC, this line, this dotted to the I. IC is a transversal. Therefore, this angle and this angle will be same corresponding angle. Correct? Now, in this right angle triangle BAO, enter BAO. This is the 90 degree. This is the 90 degree. Angle A is 90 degree. Therefore, and the angle is this, angle is this BOA. Therefore, AO becomes the base, AB becomes the height, and BO becomes the hypotenuse. Clear? So, as per trigonometry, sine theta means since this is I, this angle is I, so sine I will be height by hypotenuse, means AB by OB, correct? See, I have written here AB by OB. And in right angle triangle, now IAB, this point IAB. Similarly, this is the angle, angle A is 90 degree. Therefore, again sine theta means sine R will be AB by AI, correct? I think there is no problem. Now, by the laws of refraction, by Snell's law, sin I by sin R is equal to mu. What is this mu? This mu is refractive index, correct? The constant sin I by sin R, correct? And this is written as mu MA. What is the meaning of this MA? This means that refractive index of air with respect to medium, correct? So, refractive index of air with respect to medium, so by refractive index of air with respect to medium. So, therefore, refractive index of air with respect to medium is a sin I by sin R. Now, we have consider sin I by sin R as BA by OB, and sin R is equal to BA by IB. Okay, so BA gets cancelled and it will come as IB by OB. Clear? I think it is clear. Now, refractive index of medium with respect to air. This was air with respect to medium. Now it is medium with respect to air. It will be just the reciprocal opposite. 1 by refractive index of air with respect to medium. This was IB by OB. This will be OB by IB. Clear? Now, if you see the figure, the point B is very close to point A. The point B is very close to point A. That is, the object is viewed from a point vertically above the object. Let me explain you this point. You see, the point B is very close to point A. You are seeing this. Therefore, it can be assumed that we are watching vertically from above, from here. Correct? Therefore, we can also consider this IB is equal to IS, since we are considering that we are looking perpendicular. Okay, and OB is equal to OA. Okay, you can understand this. Therefore, the refractive index, you can see refractive index of medium with respect to air. Okay, OA by IA is equal to real depth by apparent depth. Okay, now, or we can write apparent depth is equal to real depth by refractive index of medium with respect to air, correct? Therefore, the shift, as you can, I will show you in the picture, the shift is equal to real depth minus apparent depth, original minus the apparent which we are seeing. Okay, let me show you. See, in this figure, this shift, you see this shift is equal to this shift we are seeing, no? You are going to OA minus IA. Showing you again the shift, this shift IO is equal to real depth means AO, and minus apparent depth means AI. Clear? Now we can tell that shift A is equal to real depth into 1 minus 1 by refractive index of medium with respect to air. Now how this came? Very simple. You see, we have considered apparent depth as real depth by refractive index of medium with respect to air. So I have placed in this format. Okay, I have in the place of apparent depth I have placed this, and I have taken the real depth as common. So real depth went, so 1 came, minus, instead of this real depth it came 1 and this remained. So this is the relationship of shift we can find here. Now what means, for this shift depends on what on the conditions. First is refractive index of the medium, second is the thickness of the denser medium. Means see, a glass will have a density thickness, and then again water will have another thickness, so it will depend on the thickness also and on the wavelength of the light. Red light will have some type of shift and violet light will have another type of shift. Okay, it will depend. So this is today's topic, friends. I think you liked it, and if you like it, please subscribe to my channel and give a big thumb to my videos. And if there is any doubt or you require any improvement on this, please comment in the comment box and let me know. Thank you, keep watching. I will be giving my next videos in quick time. Thank you.